First thing you want to do when you're baking anything is get all your ingredients together. It's going to make everything a lot easier. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you cleanup. So what I did is I got everything that I'm going to need for my recipe. I've got my utensils that I'm going to use. I've got my little pans that I'm going to put my bread in at the end. I've got my spray, and then all my ingredients. I've got a 1.25 cups of flour. I have a tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And here I have 3/4 cup of sugar, and then a 1/4 cup brown sugar. I have 3/4 cup of pumpkin puree. Here I have a 1/4 cup of soy milk, the almond vanilla variety, a 1/3 cup of oil, and 2 tablespoons of molasses, as well as 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Those are going to be all our ingredients for this, so we're going to start off here in a second. I'll start mixing it together. First things first, we're going to get our dry ingredients into the bowl. So we've got our flour, and then I have my pumpkin pie spice, my salt, and my baking powder. I'm going to go ahead and mix that all together. Now we're going to mix our sugars in with our liquids. And our pumpkin puree. So we're going to mix these together and just blend all this pumpkin, the sugars, the oil, vanilla, and the molasses all together. Once you got this mixed all together, we're going to get ready to add it into our dry ingredients. So now we're going to add in our liquids to our dry. I'll make sure we get everything out of that bowl. That's why I use this rubber spatula here. It's my best friend with baking and cooking. This guy here, you wanted something for high heat. So now we're just going to mix this all together. We're just going to fold it in. We don't want to over mix this, so we're just going to keep folding. We don't need to use a mixer or anything like that. It's just a matter of barely mixing this stuff together. We don't want to over mix anything. Once it's gotten everything mixed in, you see there's still a little bit of flour there, but you just want to get all across the bottom. One or two more times around, and we're going to be good to go. See how we're not overmixed? You can still see little bitty bumps of flour in there, and we're all set. Next, while this hangs out, we're going to go ahead and dress our little pans. Okay, so you want to make sure that you spray them down with some pan. And then we're going to flour them. So you just want to get a little flour in there, and you want to make sure it touches every edge of where your cake's going to touch, which is going to be all throughout it. So we're going to go all the way around. Make sure that you got flour everywhere. Any excess, just go ahead and knock it into the next one. I got 5 ready to go, floured, dressed, ready to fill. So all the while we're doing this, we have our oven preheating to 400 degrees. I've got my cake pans ready, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling them to about 3/4 of the way full. And you want to try to get an even amount in each one so you get the same size cakes. You could weigh this out if you had a scale. I don't have a scale on me now, but that would be the most even way to do it, so you had the same weight in every one of them. Looks like I'm just going to get 3, and that's fine. They're going to be 3 good healthy ones, so I'm going to make sure I get the rest of this batter evenly put between the 3 of them. Again, that's why my rubber spatula comes into play. It can get every little last bit of this batter out of here. All right. Gonna even them out a little bit, make sure we're looking good. So we have our 3 here. Now we're gonna go ahead and we have our cinnamon sugar mixture that we made, and we're just gonna sprinkle this on top a little bit and give it a little coating. Same all the way through. And then after that, we're all set. We're gonna go into the oven at 400 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. We're gonna check them with a toothpick, make sure that it's all set, and we'll be good to go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these things in the oven. 400 degrees, 35 minutes. I got them on the pan already, and then we're gonna check them with the toothpick at that 35-minute mark and see where they're at. I'll check back with you here in 30, we'll see how they look. All right, it's been about 37 minutes and our cakes are out of the oven. So we're gonna leave them in their pans for a little bit, but we're gonna take them off this pan. Let them hang out for 10 or 15 minutes, just like this here. And then we'll take them out and check them out and see how they look. Be right back. All right, so we got our pumpkin loaves. We're out of the container. Still warm. We're gonna let them cool down the rest of the way, but looking good. Nice color, nice rise to them. Looking good.